back in Oklahoma City at the Oklahoma City Arena, ready for the first round of eliminations in monster truck racing. However, word from the pits indicates there are 2 trucks that will be unable to make the first round of competition. Therefore, one of the 3 losers will be reinstated for the semifinal round on the basis of the quickest losing elapsed time. The number 1 qualifier, the awesome Bigfoot Ford, and he will take on 19-year-old Greg Holbrook at the wheel of Gary Cook's Equalizer Chevrolet, the rear-engine machine. Both drivers very late off the line, but it's dead even at the first half juncture. Holbrook takes the turn beautifully and is right with Bigfoot. Kramer takes the last turn. Here comes the kid. And the kid runs into problems on the last turn. Jim Kramer got lucky on that one. Holbrook definitely held his own with the big blue Ford until the very last turn of that battle. That will bring out the number 3 qualifier. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Rob Morris, in the 4-wheel crazy Ford Ranger. He'll be taking on the Nightlife machine. Wayne Suzanek, the newcomer at the wheel of the gorgeous candy apple red Chevrolet. Suzanek goes a little wide and has to get in and out of the throttle. He still has an incredible advantage on the 4-wheel crazy machine. This could be the upset of the event, but Suzanek runs into problems in the very last turn, and Rob Morris shares the same luck that Jim Kramer had. Now, the final pair of round number 1, pulling out onto the course, Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet will take on Ron Dennis in John Moore's Tennessee No Problem Bronco. Right now, Greg Holbrook in the Equalizer has the quickest losing time of round number 1. Porter leaves the line. They are dead even at the midway point of the first straight. Now into the turns. Porter, a beautiful move in the Carolina Crusher, and he's picked up about a half-truck advantage, but look at Dennis, all kinds of out of shape. Porter will swing around the final turn and take the victory. Ron Dennis will follow up after problems in the last turn, but that was a race, again, like the first 2 in this round, that went down to the final turn on the course. And it is official. Young Greg Holbrook in the Equalizer officially recorded the quickest losing elapsed time in that run, so he will advance to the semifinal round. Don't you go away. From across North America, they have assembled here at the Nassau Coliseum in New York. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what may well be one of the toughest super modified mud races ever. The very first machine that will attack this 80-foot-long, 36-inch deep mud pit from an elapsed time standpoint will be David Ray, a supercharged, fuel-injected 572 cubic inch Ford-powered Ford Ranger. The Midnight Magic machine will be first through this pit. The elapsed time, 1.93 seconds. A great pass for David Ray. The next piece of equipment up, a pretty common body and chassis style in the sport of mud racing. This is the Nancy's Nightmare, fuel-injected Chevy-powered Jeep CJ funny car. A little bobble off the starting line, and then way down on horsepower, the Nancy's Nightmare machine, a disappointing 308. Here's the most recognizable machine in the sport of mud racing today. This is the 1932 Chevrolet called Mud Patrol. All over the place for Paul Schaefer, and he knows it. Machine got caught up in the banners on the track. That's a disqualification. This is the world elapsed time record holder, Jeff Acker out of Milwaukee, and the supercharged Insanity Roadster has gone as quick as 1.683 seconds in this 2,000 horsepower machine. That's the current world record that he holds. An incredible run, sliding to a stop. He stops it in time, but listen to this, 1.687 seconds, the second quickest run in history for Jeff Acker. That'll bring up the Risky Business Jeep from the state of Vermont. A picture-perfect run on the brakes hard. The Risky Business team stops in time. But here's the wild man of Eastern Seaboard mud racing. the outrageous MIKESPENA and the psychotic beast supercharged fuel-injected Chevy-powered 1927 Ford. He'll stop with no problems whatsoever. The elapsed time, 1.97 seconds. Steve Bellis with a 1948 Fiat Topolino coupe powered by a small block Ford engine with nitrous oxide injection. It's definitely on the wild side. And problems at the mid-range and the wild side. Fiat goes down like the Titanic. It may appear that this mud is as hard as concrete sometimes, but there's a great indication of what happens when you lose power at the middle of the course. When you take a 2,400-pound machine and set it on top of 36 inches of mud, it's gonna sink. This is three-time and defending world champion Tom Martin in the Super Trooper. He must go quicker than 2:05 to qualify for the field. A great run, hard on the brakes. He'll stop it in time. Here's Rich Marcini, a veteran campaigner out of the state of New Jersey with a brand new entry for this season. A bright yellow 1932 Chevy 5-window coupe with a nitrous oxide injected, fuel-injected Chevy engine. He calls it naturally wired. A great launch. He shuts it off and slides to a stop. It will buff the psychotic beast from the field and take over number 4. Here's the narrow, chopped-in section Ford Bronco called the Gambler. A beautiful picture-perfect run, but that will end the qualifying round. And leading the field, a near-world record 1.687-second run by the incredible Jeff ACKER. That is close competition.